Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the big farm where today we are continuing on our massive silage harvest. Today we're down on field 9, which is down at the bottom of the map here. I finished off fields 11 and 14. 14 is just over there behind those windmills. They're done, they've been harvested. The BGA is getting quite full. I filled up one of the silage clamps at the farm. And what I've decided to do today, because I need something to do today, what I'm doing today is I'm putting chaff into storage, because there is a chaff storage area at the main farm. So I've got a course set up. Just double checking everything before I started recording here. I have a course set up to take the chaff off the field here and put it into storage at the farm. Hopefully it won't be as problematic as the Field 14 course to put the chaff into the silage bunker at the main farm actually was, because it turns out that bunker is a bit wonky and problems can happen. Now as you can see, I haven't windrowed this field, so there are a few problems with where I hit the invisible wall. Well, quite visible wall. I hit the side of the map essentially, and that caused some issues with the mower, but other than that everything is pretty much good. It's actually Sunday when I'm recording this, and I'm hoping to get a Mustang video recorded immediately after this, hopefully. Kind of getting stuck a bit for time now. It's currently just before 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I have a meeting at 7. I'm just going to double check the time. Yeah, just coming up to 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I have a meeting at 7 and I have to prepare for that. Well, no, I don't have to prepare for it. I just have to get things ready for that. On my end, I have nothing to prepare for, which is good, but I do need to just make sure that I'm ready for the meeting and that everybody else knows about it. It's in the house and stuff like that, so there won't be too much trouble and problems. It's one of those days where just everything is going on at once, and it's just but yeah, well, just one of those days. That's a fun little error there. The two planes have somehow decided that they want to be visible through each other. I'm not quite sure how that works, and I will have to double check that on the Nesk, because I do have planes going like that. So that's something interesting that I've taken note of. That's kind of the reason I play so many different. Well, I don't play so many different maps, but I try and play a variety of maps so that I can see the potential problems that I will run into with various methods that I'm going to be using, that I plan on using or have used or am using on Donetsk, and it's always a good idea to just take little things like that into account. As you can see, the LS-NextGeneration mod team uses the cheesy roads that I was talking about in Donetsk, where they just draw it out on the map. Which is fine, I'm not going to complain about that. So, I know this is not, you know, the most exciting thing in the world, just watching somebody drive the forage harvester around. We've got 2.5 hours on it now, just cutting chaff. I was going to do another field of grass. I think I'm going to, well, I'm going to change my mind there and just say no, I've got enough grass cut now. What I do need to do though is get something heavy, probably the Big X. I think that's the heaviest piece of equipment I have, and bring it over to the BGA and start compacting the silage over there, because that needs to be done. And it does look like actually this course no, it's not going to work with just 2 tractors, but it's very close to it. I'm just waiting for the 6040 to come on. This is one of the better courses I've recorded from what I can see. progress being made at the very least. And it seems to be, so far, problem-free. Now, any potential problem will come with this little Marshall trailer, because this is the fastest filling of the 3 trailers, and no, there won't be a problem. At least not yet. I'm gonna have to turn left here to turn right, because I do want to get the fields as clean as I can. And the Marshall trailer is already almost half full. That's actually kind of impressive. So I'm going to do the headlands first, just because that's the easier way of doing things. And this next turn is going to be fun, because I'm going to have 2 tractors on the move behind me. And again, I'm going to have to turn left to turn right, because there's a small bit of an overlap. So we'll have to do the full loop here, which isn't too bad. My main concern is that the tractor doesn't run into the wall, so I've got to kind of get it to turn fairly sharp. And this is running the risk of courseplay screwing up. And come on, come on. Don't stop there. That is literally the worst place you could stop. Okay, so you're getting a bit of chaff from you because you got close enough to be detected. And let's continue on. This course does in fact look like it's going to be successful, which is... I'm gonna say... well, it's going to work with fewer problems than it could otherwise have, which I'm going to claim as a success. I could very nearly get away with just the 2 Bergman trailers as well, which is a bit of an added bonus. We'll see how we do with this fill. If the Marshall comes back before I've filled up this Bergman. At a reasonable, in a reasonable time frame before I filled up this Bergman. Because if that's the case, I don't need the... no, it's the 2 Bergmans I need to worry about, not the Marshall. I'm going a bit loopy here. The Marshall should be back by the time I've filled this Bergman, because the Marshall has next to nothing in it. It's the 2 Bergmans coming back in time for each other that is the concern. I'm overthinking this, aren't I? Just constantly overthinking things. I'm kind of glad that I got the Marshall, because it has made things a bit easier, but it has made trying to get courses set up properly a bit harder, because they keep slamming into each other. Am I going to have to turn left to turn right here again? I believe I am. Yep, because there's an overlap. And a big one. That's potentially problematic. I can't set it to just go on turn mode, because that'll cause problems. Because that has collisions, that wall there has collisions. So I'm going to have to cut tight now. And the tighter I cut, the more I'm risking a problem with courseplay. But it looks like I've more or less got away with it this time. Come on, drive on. Awesome, got away with it. So yeah, this is kind of what I've been doing for the last... I'm not going to say last 3 hours. It's been what I've been doing for pretty much 3 hours on and off over the last couple of days. It's just driving around and hoping courseplay doesn't mess up. if I ever get into position. 900, there we go. Now we just need to wait for the 270 to come along. And pick up the slack. And this is where I'm going to be watching carefully. So I'll actually have this open. As I go along, I'll do this in cab just to make sure that I get the line properly. So what I'm doing now is I'm just watching the 170 go off. Luckily it's gone off from one of the farthest points on the field, which means I'll have a better idea of exactly how long it's going to take. And it looks like I might be flat out of luck and actually need the 3 vehicles to work at the same time. Which is fine. I mean, I don't mind it. I just prefer to have 2 if I can at all. Now once this gets elevated to 2 trucks, because that is the plan, is to go really over the top silly with this and use trucks to unload everything. This won't be an issue. We can just have 2 trucks with the biggest trailers we can get on them. And I'm not going to get silly trailers. You know, I'm going to keep all the equipment I use realistic. I'm just going to screw with the methods a small bit. And yeah, we do need the 3 tractors because that's half full now, and that other Bergman has quite a way to go yet before it's fully unloaded. So that's less than ideal, to put it lightly. Let's just raise up the header here for a minute, so we can get up to speed. There we go. And I know that was a ridiculously long way to go just to do that turn, but it's the only way I can do it. The other Bergman is now emptied, which is going to make for some interesting situation here. No, I do need the 2, or the 3 tractors. That's fine. That's not actually an issue. Now there's a few minutes left in the episode, I know. But I'm going to say now, in the next video we'll come back and we'll actually check how full the chaff storage is. If I can get over to the other Bergman, it's already coming out of the farm. Doesn't matter, I'll show you the chaff storage in the next video. 6040 is apparently coming. And I've told the vehicles to stay to the right just because it looks better at the 6040 and the silage side on the Marshall trailer. So that's the entire reason they're all going to the right of me, because it looks better with the Marshall trailer. And I'm going to have to come down to the left here because I do want to pick up that line of grass there. And left turns are a bit easier when the vehicles are all off to the right as well, which always a bonus. So yeah, not the greatest entertainment in the world, but it's something that needs to be done. There's something I want to talk about and I can't for the life of me remember what it is now. Well done me. This is my mind today. Is just like, I need to do this, and this, but I have no idea what I actually need to do. I do know, however, that I need to record this, because I do like recording the 2 minor series. This is the minor series, because while it requires more on-screen work, or off-screen work, quite honestly, it's just maps that I don't really play too seriously. Nuston is the map that I take seriously, and while it's less off-camera work, it's... Oh, don't hit into the wall. Don't hit into the wall. You've hit into the wall. Well done, you moron. Well done, you absolute mong. Can you find the combine from there? Yes, you can. Well done. So let's continue on, as if that never happened. And left to bring us up to the top left. Yeah, I've got a bit of a plan now for how we're going to finish this field off. Making only left turns. So if we go back over to the far left, over to the communists, over there, once we're finished with this line, it'll mean we can turn left and come over to this line, just the first line to the left here. And then we can just get increasingly tighter circles, essentially. And all the vehicles can stay on the right, and I don't have to turn right as such. Which is kind of the aim here, is to keep turning left. I'm driving a NASCAR harvester. Let's do it NASCAR style. Turn left, only turn left, and always turn left. So, actually I think the Daytona 24 is on next week, I think. Or this weekend for you guys. Where's the 24 Daytona, or whatever they call it? The Daytona 24-hour endurance race. The United Sports Car Championships. I think that's what it's called now. It used to be the Grand Am Series. I think it's United Sports Cars now, is the name of the championship. And yeah, I'm probably going to watch at least some of that, because I do like motor racing, as you probably know if you follow the channel. Probably going to watch that because, quite honestly, endurance racing is far more entertaining than Formula 1. And you're probably thinking, but it's a 24-hour race, how can 24 hours of anything be interesting? And I say to you, it's drivers trying to push really hard at a consistent pace for a full day. I know that they don't actually do, no one driver does the 24 anymore, but that used to be a thing where a driver would take on all 24 hours in just one sitting and go around. Endurance racing is a funny beast, because you're trying to drive quicker than the guy behind you or the guy in front of you, depending on your situation, and at the same time drive as slowly as you can so the car isn't put under too much strain. So you gotta try and strike a balance between all out speed and being conservative so you don't break the car within 2 hours. And the difference, the Formula 1, they're trying to slow it down because sports entertainment, like the WWE, and if you follow WWE, you know where that led us. Hey, let's have Doink the Clown. I know that was before this. No, that was what... WWE has always been sports entertainment. WWF as it used to be. So, Doink the Clown of all things. And, stupid storylines. But yeah, Formula 1's trying to go that way. Not with being all out scripted, but, oh, let's... have a push to pass because that'll improve the show. And let's have a race in Kazakhstan, which by the way is in Asia, and call it the European Grand Prix because they've got oil money and no country in Europe actually does. Okay? I'm not even going to go into the politics of that, with human rights abuses, etc. I'm not going to go into that, but it's nonsensical. Anyway, before I get too angry and go on a 15-minute rant about political conditions in Kazakhstan, is it Kazakhstan is hosting the Grand Prix, or is it Azerbaijan? It's one of those countries that claim to be in Europe but is actually in the Asian continent. It has the European Grand Prix as of 2016. And I'm not going to go into, human rights abuses in various countries. I'm just not going to do that. So I'm going to end the video here because, number one, I want to get onto Nuston and record a video there. And number two, the time is up. We're past 20 minutes. So I'll finish this field off screen most likely, and on Monday you will see exactly how much chaff I've got out of it. It'll be a couple of 100,000 litres, because that's the way things go. So until then, feel free to watch any of the other series on the channel, including iRacing. I know that racing games might not be your cup of tea, but iRacing is a sim. It is a simulation, and the races are all against real people. I know that not tomorrow, because today's Wednesday, in Friday's video, I did have to put up the Black Bar of Doom because I was referencing a guy's number of his car, and I wasn't referencing him in the greatest of lights. Like I was calling him a bit dangerous, and I was basically calling him slow as hell and not really knowing how to drive a race car. He's one of the people who drives around safely in a race. Which, yes, you are supposed to drive safely in races, but that doesn't mean you drive around, 2 seconds a lap slower than everybody else. And while using the correct lines, which is fine, not leaving faster cars pass you, and blocking the faster cars from passing you by using technically correct lines at 5 or 6 miles an hour slower than you should be. Anyway, I'm going to leave it here. Thank you all very much for watching. Until next time, stay safe and goodbye.